Well, hi guys, Mark here and welcome again today to Poole Moto here in the south of England, and today I'm very pleased to be bringing you the highly anticipated Benelli Trk 702. Stay tuned and I give my thoughts on it. Well, hi guys, Mark here. Really pleased to be bringing you a review on the all-new Benelli Trk 702 today. So we'll just take a look around the bike, run through all the specifications, go for a test ride on all sorts of different types of roads, single track, a little bit of gravel tracks and trails, dual carriageway, bit of town, then we'll finish off with the final thoughts and a walk around. Again, many thanks to Poole Moto here in the south of England for lending me this bike today. So price on these, very competitive I would say. This is the X model, which is this sort of off-road bias model, which comes with the spoked wheels, sort of semi-knobbly off-road tyres and slightly higher seat. This one comes in at £6,899 plus the on the road. You can also get the road version, which is basically the same, but with, you know, it's more road bias. It's got the sort of standard Pirelli tyres, you know, sort of standard cast wheels and a lower seat. That comes in at £6,499. So the engine on this, it's got a 698cc parallel twin, 180-degree crank, 4 valves per cylinder, liquid cooled double overhead cam, and initial impressions is it's really good. It's got lots of low end pull, it's very smooth, it's got that well sort of needed, if you like, power increase over the 502. I actually had a 502 for 3,000 miles and it was a great bike, very comfortable, but this just has that little bit of extra power just to make motorway cruising a little bit more effortless, that bit more pull when you're overtaking cars. So good start with the engine. It's putting out 70 horsepower, claimed at 8,000 RPM, and torque is 70 Newton meters at 6,000 RPM. It's got a nice big 20-litre fuel tank. I would expect at least 60 to the gallon UK out of this, so range is going to be well over 200 miles, I would say. Now the seat height on this is the X model, which has a seat height of 835mm. It's a very comfortable seat. It's a little bit firmer than the 502, I would say, but still very comfortable. You sit right down into the bike. I'm 5'7" tall, 170 centimetres, and I can touch down both sides, but I'm not flat-footed. My inside leg is 30 inches, and I weigh about 75 kilos. So just compare that for yourself. So tyres on these, we have the very good Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR, 110 on the front, 150 on the rear, 19-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear wheel. Obviously these are running spoked wheels. The road version has Pirelli Angel, 120, 160 with 17-inch wheels. But first impression of the bike, just looking around, it's very nice build quality. All here, we'll look at this in more depth a bit later on as well. Got a 6-speed gearbox on these. Now weight is 218 kilos, wet, ready to go. On the X model, 215 for the road, and I have to say it does feel slightly lighter off the side stand than the 502, and it does seem even a little bit more narrow here. But anyway, it's a good thing. It doesn't feel any heavier or any physically bigger than the 502. We have LED lights all round. Really like these LEDs that are built into the fairing here. Standard LEDs at the back here. Nice little feature is we have backlit controls for night riding. You do have optional heated grips and a heated seat, which is operated via the menu. You've got a 5-inch colour TFT, look at that later on. It does have Bluetooth, and the dash can kind of convert to a navigator with an app on your phone. Excellent that it comes with a centre stand, which is easy to put onto. Twin pedal discs up front with twin 2-piston sliding calipers, braided steel lines, good strong braking there, and a single disc on the rear. Big chunky front forks upside down. We have 140mm travel up front and 173mm travel at the rear. So these are non-adjustable by the look of it on the front here, and the rear shock is preload adjustable. If you take this panel off, you can get into it, and there's also what looks like to be a compression damping adjuster on the side of the remote there on the shock. You can get all the Benelli aluminium luggage to go on the side and the top box, or if you just wanted to, you could just fit a simple sort of jivvy plate there with a top box of your choice. It's nice that it comes with the rack already. Nice big decent grab rails, grab handles, really good. Under the seat we have a little bit of storage just here with your toolkit. You have your release here for the front seat, and not a lot more space in there, but there's a tiny little space here, that's all. This X model comes in 4 nice different colour schemes, and the road version comes in 3 different colour schemes. But first impressions, just looking around the bike, guys, looks nice build quality. I quite like this kind of dusty, sort of sandy, sort of brown colour. It sort of, you know, fits in with its off-road sort of nature. Okay guys, let's do the test ride. Hey, Trk 702, what a beauty. So it's quite a tall bike. The X model, 835mm, not too bad pulling it off the side stand, and I'm nearly on the balls of my feet. I'm better than tiptoes, I should say. I've got about, yeah, I'm sort of, yeah, balls of my feet, I would say. So not too bad. It doesn't really feel that heavy between your legs, swinging it from side to side. So let's just run through all the controls, shall we? We have a cable operated clutch, which is nice span adjustable lever there. You have your headlight flasher, you have your enter into the menu and select, high and low beam, indicators and your horn. Over this side, again, span adjustable front brake lever, kill switch, hazards and our start. Then a nice feature, we've got a USB here, which is a twin USB, which is nice. And hope you can see this in this daylight. So it starts up with the Benelli emblem. And there's our lovely new TFT. So all your warning lights along the top there. We have engine temperature, we have our fuel gauge, rev counter, gear position, clock, all your trips, all that sort of good stuff. So start it up. Straight away, got a very nice sounding parallel twin with a really nice sort of deep rumble. All feels very, very substantial. It's a big bike. If you've ridden like the 502 or something like a BMW GS, this is the same sort of thing. Nice big upright position. Anyway, very easily into first gear, and away we go. Nice and smooth, pulling away. to welcome aboard the TRK 702X. And what a great place to be on one of the hottest days in the UK at the moment. We've got a sweltering 30 degrees today. So let's just run through all of the features on this great machine. Starting off with the mirrors, they're very big. I can see a little tiny bit of my elbows, but not much, only about 10% actually. And they are very, very clear. There's no vibrations in them whatsoever. Yeah, superb mirrors, you couldn't get any better there. Nice little screen up front here. I'm doing a good job of putting all the wind over my head. I can just feel it coming off there. I'm sure over time there'll be aftermarket, larger, taller options if you want that. The TFT is very, very clear. It's a bright day today. You can have it on auto dimming for sort of night riding, but in this bright sunlight today I can see my speed, gears and revs all very easily. Superb. So the riding position, you know, if you're used to riding big adventure bikes, this will come as no surprise. Very upright, lovely big wide high bars. It's got a superb commanding riding position. Very, very smooth engine. So we will try it on a dual carriageway later on. If I just drop it down 2 gears to 4th, 5,000 revs now, still very, very smooth. If I open it up in 4th, it really does pull. So 70 horsepower on this, which has got a nice little bit of power increase over the 502. So what that means is that you can cruise like this. It's a bit more relaxing, you know, you've got a bit more overtaking power when you open that throttle. It goes that bit better, more torque. I would have thought you're probably going to get the same sort of fuel economy because it's revving lower. But yeah, really nice TFT. Leg position straight down. Very comfortable indeed. Now I'm only 5'7", 170 centimeters. If you were a 6 foot guy, there's still plenty of leg room here on the tank, so I think this is going to fit a big sort of range of different heights of riders. Just trying the brakes out, nothing behind, front and rear. Yeah, I mean they're bedding in, but they're very strong. Back brake's got a good bit of bite to it. So second gear, just going to wind it out through this lovely mid-range. Oh, sounds great. As you can see, it's very easily up to 60 and just keeps on going. So it's not a revvy engine, you don't have to rev the daylights out of it. I mean, we're at 4,000 now, just opening it up, look at it, pulls nice and strong, 4, 5 up to 6,000. So non-adjustable front forks, preload adjustable rear, really compliant suspension. I mean, this is designed for a bit of off-roading and it's absolutely fine off-road, soaks up all the bumps. More importantly, it's a very comfortable ride. You know, people are going to be buying these to ride long distances with luggage, and the important thing is, you know, is it comfortable? Well, yes it is. It feels very substantial, the suspension's good and compliant. The seat's comfortable. I mean, I've been on this bike so far this morning for about an hour so far, and you know, I can tell straight away I could ride this all day easily. Hand guards are doing a good job of keeping all the wind off my hands. So up and down the gearbox now, all very positive. The clutch is nice and light. Well, it doesn't really pull strongly. So I've been really looking forward to this bike because I did 3,000 miles on a 502 TRK and that was good. And this is very similar to ride, just with the extra bit of grunt. Yeah, front brakes are nice and strong on their own. I mean, it's a big bike, it's tall, it's commanding, but it goes around the bends beautifully, just flicks, feels very stable, doesn't get out of shape or anything like that. So what's the TRK 702 like off-road? So this is the X model, which is designed for these light tracks and trails. It's very, very dry and dusty down here, so I'm standing up now. and this feels absolutely great. It doesn't feel too heavy, feels very controllable. Got quite long travel suspension, soaking up all these bumps down here. Yeah, the Pirelli Scorpion tyres are good dual purpose tyres with a block tread pattern. Still feels pretty manoeuvrable, doesn't feel overly big or heavy for this sort of terrain. I mean, you wouldn't want to go full off-road on this, you'd go for a sort of much smaller enduro style bike, but if you need to do tracks and trails like this across continents and things like that, this is going to be absolutely fine. Standing up feels good, sitting down feels very confidence inspiring. There's no sort of slips or slides from the tyres. Big bumps here, and okay, you can feel the suspension working well with plenty of travel. ABS all works fine. So yeah, TRK gets my vote for light off-road tracks and trails. Great stuff. What's the TRK 702 like in town at the slow speeds? It's all very well it being able to go fast, but it needs to be able to ride nicely at slow speed as well. So we're in 4th gear now, just about 2,500 revs, 30 miles an hour. That's purring along very happily. You could just feel that parallel twin pulsing away. No sort of like snatchiness in the drive chain. Fuel injection feels good. It's not snatchy or anything like that. It's not pulsing or surging. Throttle response, plenty of throttle response there. Let's drop it down to 2nd. Really slow now, just feathering the clutch. Just trickling along, 2,000 revs. Absolutely easy peasy. Really good pickup from sort of 2 to 3. It pulls really cleanly. Throttle response is not snatchy, so that's great. Big wide bars really help with its sort of turning ability. So I mean, it's very hot in the UK today, 30 degrees. I can't feel any heat coming off the engine. Let's pop it into 4th. It's holding 4th look at 30 mile an hour, just purring along very nicely indeed. So TRK 702, guys, at the slow speeds or in town is absolutely fine. Really nice and comfortable, easy to control. Down the gearbox now, 3rd, down to 2nd, bit of back brake. Yeah, very easy to manoeuvre around tight corners like this. So yeah, top marks, guys, brilliant stuff. What's the 702 like at the higher speeds? So pulling nice and strong through that mid-range, changing at about 5.5, so very easily up to around 70 miles an hour, and we're turning over at a very relaxing 5,000 RPM. And it's good news, the engine is smooth. I can just feel a tiny bit of vibrations through the foot pegs, but it's totally, you know, on par for a parallel twin, totally within acceptable limits. If I drop it down to 5th, up to nearly 6,000, again just a little bit of vibrations coming through the foot pegs, but all within acceptable sort of limits for a parallel twin. If I just slow it down a tiny bit, open it up in top, there's your 17, it's pulling strongly upwards. So for effortless cruising, this is definitely a marked improvement over the 502. I'm sitting here really easily now, look, 70 mile an hour, 5,000 revs. Could do this all day long. Bit of wind coming off there. Nice sort of still bit of wind here. So you may want to get a taller screen at a later date, but for now that screen's fine. But just for sort of cruising along like this, the engine is very relaxed. It doesn't feel buzzy or anything like that. So I think Benelli have done very well with this 702, giving it the extra sort of power increase. It just makes it that bit more a bit more relaxing for this type of speed on the dual carriageways and the motorways. I slow it down to say 50. Just do a wide open in top gear. And as you can see, no problem at all. Just coming out of town now, third gear, just going to wind it out through that mid-range, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that's really good. Yeah, it's the TRK that we always want. It's got that nice bit more power now, so a lot more effortless cruising at the sort of 60-70 mile an hour range now. If I open it up in top, it pulls really well. Oh, so that's great. So it's not going to blow your socks off. It's 70 horsepower, but more than enough power for everyday riding. Pushes this big bike along very effortlessly. I mean, look, we're doing 60 odd miles an hour now, just ticking over at 4,000. Very nice indeed. Just try some roll-ons. Third gear, 30 mile an hour, just opening it up. Yeah, so you can see it's got that the noticeable increase in power over the 502. So it's pretty bumpy down here, so we'll just try the suspension out. It's just floating over everything. The thing is with these big bikes, they're so nice to ride. They're commanding, they've got a good road presence, you can see over all the hedges. Yeah, brakes are very good. Fifth gear, winding it open, 50, 60, nice. With about 70 horsepower, I'm estimating this is going to do round about 115, 120 mile an hour. So sort of 70 motorway sort of speed cruising is pretty effortless. All the switch gear is very tactile, easy to use. Have a look at the TFT again in a minute. There's no nasty vibrations coming through the seat, foot pegs, or the bars at these sort of normal road speeds. Just dropping it down 2 gears to 4th. Big bump here, easy. See, this is quite a steep hill here, and it's just holding its own very easily. And it's really good round the bends, ever so easy just to chuck round. So first impressions, guys, on the TRK 702 are very good indeed. I will be reviewing the road model when Poole Moto get one, but as I said, it's just a bit lower than this with these standard road wheels and tyres. Right, let's have a really good final look round, shall we? So very easily into neutral, into first, easy into neutral. So I'll just give you that little sound check. Lovely. So we'll just have a look at that TFT again. So you've got Bluetooth, appearance, brightness, info, clock, unit, language, exit. So very nice. We'll just leave it running. Have a look at the lights. Decent side stand, I like that. I'm going to put it onto high beam with the indicators on. Oh, I like those lights, those high beam. Hopefully you're going to get that. Do like this, that's a nice touch. Blended in indicators. Your standard generic LED indicators and your rear light there. Great stuff. Let's see what it's like to put onto the centre stand. It's a big bike, about 215 kilos. Oh, very, very easy indeed. So that's good. I do like it when they come in centre stands. It makes it so much easier to service the bike and adjust the chain and things like that. It's got a very, very substantial grab rail here. That's nice. See what it's like to push about. Decent steering lock. And a moderate strength required to move this about. So no problems at all. Brilliant. Right, let's have a good look round, shall we? So for me, star of the show is the handling is excellent. It's very compliant over the bumps. It's decent off-road. The engine is absolutely superb. It's got that nice increase in power, 70 horsepower, lots of torque, some sort of like 3, 4, 5. It builds nicely. So, and it's pretty smooth for a parallel twin. Braking is all very strong. Looking over the bike, build quality looks really good. All these panels fit nicely. The matte with the gloss paint, the welds all look okay, absolutely fine. Rubber mounted foot pegs there, which you could probably take that rubber out. High level exhaust is pretty big, but that's the way they are these days. Nice comfortable seat. You could definitely ride this all day, fit all your luggage. This quality of paint here is excellent, absolutely first class. So good Pirelli tyres as standard. All the gearbox, clutch works absolutely fine. Tiny bit of space just under there, fit all your luggage to it. Then all the welds look really nicely done. All the switch gear, again, it's kind of a bit similar to the 502. Really nice steering. Yeah, that definitely gets my vote. Very impressed with that. I say, if you're in the market for a sort of a middleweight adventure bike, I mean, these are really well priced. So what's this, 6,849 and 6.5 for the road version? It's definitely worth a look, guys, and a test ride. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by it. It rides really nicely. You know, you sit right into the bike, and all of this is kind of giving you protection from the elements. So maybe fit heated grips for the winter. So yeah, definitely gets my thumbs up, guys. Please, as always, post your comments down below. Don't forget to share this video around for me. Give me a like, please, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll bring you another review on a two-wheeled machine in a week or so. Take care, guys. Ride safe. All the best, and bye for now.